And middle blocker, number 13, Sonny Munger. And outside hitter, number 18, Gina Tupea. Tonight's libero is number 9, Marley Pratt. The Weaver State Wildcats are led by head coach Jeremiah Larson and assisted by coaches Sammy Stewart, Jay Payne, and Mike Wilton. Now, for your SEMO!
Hello and welcome. You are watching the Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+. Coming from Cape Girardeau, Missouri, today's match is between the Weber State Wildcats and the Southeast Missouri State Redhawks. I'm Kyler Messenger.
And I'm Levi Yudinsky.
And we welcome you to the Hauk Fieldhouse. Levi, we are coming off of a huge game from SEMO. SEMO, the reigning winners, they are coming off of a win where they beat not just any team, they beat the Big Ten Iowa Hawkeyes in 5 sets. They beat them in 5, Levi. And this Weber State team is not cold. They're very hot. They're coming off of 3 wins themselves. 1 win this morning when they swept Murray State, another opponent in the SEMO Invitational. We're looking at 2 hot teams, 2 teams coming in on a hot streak. It's going to be difficult to stop.
Yeah, you know, SEMO is coming off remarkably one of the greatest wins in their school history, beating Iowa. So we're just seeing if they can keep that momentum here tonight.
All right, the players to watch tonight are presented by Jostens. Jostens, the official recognition of the OVC.
For SEMO, we have Katie St. John, the freshman of the week. Last game against Iowa, she came out with 11 kills and had 5 blocks. I mean, just an incredible game out of her last night. Hopefully she can continue that here today. And then on the other side, for Weber State, we have Rose Moore, who last game against Murray State had 9 kills, 4 blocks, and 3 digs. So she's also looking to see if she can continue that game tonight against SEMO.
2 outside hitters that we are definitely going to be keyed in on tonight. Let's go ahead and look at our starting lineups that are presented by Kentucky Tourism. Come explore your new Kentucky home. Over on the SEMO side, we got our setter, Megan Holder, and then we got our outside hitters, Marin Johnson, Ramiri Gardner, Lucy Arndt, and Katie St. John, and ending that lineup, the libero, Nina Schubert.
And now for Weber State starting lineup. As you can see, interesting fact, we have 2 sisters. They are twin sisters in Morgan Pratt and Marley Pratt getting the start for Weber State. And then we have Rickett, Tupea, Moore, and Munyer and netting.
A fantastic matchup that we are ready for today in Hauk, Levi. Both teams excited. Both teams ready to not lose. Both teams are playing their heart out today. I am ready for this match.
I can't wait to get it underway. First serve's about to come out.
Right before this first serve, we're going to go ahead and look at the keys to the match, which are presented by the German American Bank. For SEMO, you have to remember that the job is not finished. Yes, you are coming off the upset versus a Big Ten opponent in Iowa, but you got to keep playing through. And for the Weber State Wildcats, you got to play through the middle. They have tons of hitters that they can feed the ball to. And we're going to welcome you into Houck Field as we look at our very first point. A beautiful dive there on the back row by Weber. Here's the hit. And Gilliam's just out of reach for Gilliam's. The first point of the day is going to go to the Wildcats.
Schuberth will now check in for SEMO. The former OVC Defensive Player of the Year last year.
Serve from Knighting. Bump by Arndt. They're going to bring it back to her. I love that little give and go. Here's the set by Holder. Back to Arndt. And Arndt's going to get that one. Not get the point, though. That one is going to go to Weber State. Arndt gets blocked on that one.
I think it's also important to mention Lucy Arndt is coming off a great game last night against Iowa as well. She had 18 kills and 17 digs herself.
18 kills and 17 digs? What? We see a light mistake there from Arndt on the SEMO side. But as we're talking about it, SEMO, Lucy Arndt yesterday hits her fifth double-double of the season. I mean, what are we? Is this the 7th game of the season? Excuse me, this is the 8th game of the season today versus Weber State. And Arndt already has 5 double-doubles. She's nasty on whatever side of the court you give it to her. Arndt with the hit on that one. Here comes Weber. And it looks like that one is going to go out of bounds. So the Red Hawks get on the board for the first time today. None other than Lucy Arndt back to serve here for SEMO. The set to the outside. And that one's going to be blocked by SEMO, but not a successful one. Blocked out of bounds. Weber State ball. You know who got her hands on that one? That was Katie St. John, Levi. Katie St. John, not only the freshman of the week because of her kill ability, Katie St. John led SEMO in blocks versus Iowa yesterday. 5 blocks. I mean, she does it all.
Yeah, she had a very spectacular game last night.
This is just not the start that you want to be excited for SEMO. We saw them yesterday. They won in 5 sets. They went down 2-1 to Iowa and then won 2 straight sets to get the win. Team that you can just never count out of the game. The set by Holder. Fiercing strike by St. John, but she gets it back. They're going to give it back to her. Just a little bit too far on that one from Katie St. John.
I mean, yeah, as you were talking about early, SEMO is not a team that you can just count out, even if they fall behind early. I mean, they have grit on their side.
Here's the set from Holder. Hit by Johnson. A 10 set over on the Weber State side, and SEMO's going to return it, and that's going to be Katie St. John's first point of the match. SEMO takes their second point of the set. Here's Ramiri Gardner back to serve for SEMO. The setup. A strong and ferocious hit by Weber State on that one. Looks like that was Kaylee Ray who got her palm all over that one.
I mean, just what a hit. Not much SEMO could do there defensively to stop that one.
Weber State coming out of this game aggressive. They came to play. Dive by Arndt is going to be a free ball for Weber. And what a beautiful set there to set Rose Moore up for her second point of the game. And they're going to bring Moore back to serve.
I mean, just what a start by Weber State right now. You know, they already played 1 game today, so, you know, they're probably a little relaxed than SEMO.
Beautiful set dive by Holder. Johnson gets it down. Here's the set. Another back set from Weber, and that one lands in again. So, Levi, we've seen it already in the first set from Weber. They are backsetting a ton in this game. Not only to the middle, but we saw them backset to the right for a point a couple of points ago. Definitely something that's going to be on Coach Yankis' mind, and definitely something she's going to be telling her team when they get their first time out. As SEMO watches that ball go out, this is going to be their chance to start serving and start getting some points back. In the game right now, you see the libero, Gilliams, the team leader in digs yesterday, Levi. Blue with the serve. And that one's going to be out. Great eye there by Lucy Arndt in the back row for SEMO. And SEMO gets yet another point. Here comes a laundry blue with the serve. A set by Pratt. Another 10 set. But this one returned by SEMO. Set a little bit behind Johnson. The dive by Gilliams, and Johnson's going to get another chance. Here's a set by Pratt. A slide over there, ran by Weber State, but an unsuccessful one at that. SEMO gets their 5th point. We got a lot of set plays here from Weber State. You know, head coach Jeremiah Larson, 11th season with the program. He's a seasoned vet. He's been here for some years. Obviously running some back sets, some slide plays. Great job with this team so far. There's another slide for Rickert. Gilliams gets her hands on it, and that one just goes out of bounds.
Yeah, you know, we talked to Larson before the game, and he even said he wants to keep SEMO off the net as much as possible. We saw how good their blocking last night was against Iowa, so Weber State just trying to keep SEMO off the net as much as possible, and we're seeing it work here right now.
Levi, we're talking about how the block game for SEMO was so good yesterday. Something that's so shocking for this Redhawks team is their leader in blocks last year, Elena Lester, is not playing this tournament. They beat Iowa without Elena Lester, and they blocked Iowa without Elena Lester, something the Redhawks should be proud of, and something that Coach Yankis is definitely excited to get back future in the lineup.
Yeah, they're really missing her right now.
SEMO gets on the board yet again. Here comes Reagan Nelson to serve for the Redhawks. Serve from Nelson. Here's a set from Pratt. And that one's going to be blocked. Avery Torrey, ladies and gentlemen, with her first block of the game. Avery Torrey, a name we're much familiar with here in Cape Girardeau. The winning point yesterday against Iowa. The very last point, the 15th point in the 5th set. Go ahead and give that one to Avery Torrey. Arndt gets at the net, gets it back. She's going to send this one over. Great placement. Set by Pratt, a dump by Pratt, and a dive by Blue. What a strike from Moore on that one. And that one's going to get, oh, what a pancake attempt there from Weber State. But Pratt, unfortunately, could not reach that one as SEMO gets yet another point. We're only looking at a 2-point match right now in the first set.
Like we talked about earlier, you can never count SEMO out. They know how to play from behind, and they know how to get back in games.
Here is Nelson again. We saw Nelson yesterday versus Iowa, clearly making a strong freshman campaign as a server for this team. Great dig by Gilliams. Back set to Nelson, and another dig by Pratt. And that one, SEMO is going to let watch out. Rosemore, a piercing strike from the right side, just a little bit too far, and SEMO is within one. Here's Nelson with her third. Pratt to Pratt. And Gilliams, another beautiful up. Blue to Arndt, and that one's going to go out. Weber State watches that one go out, and SEMO gives the ball back to the Wildcats.
Just a slight miss there by Arndt. We saw a few of those last night against Iowa, but she was able to bounce back from those few misses she had last night. I'm expecting that here today again.
Here's Reichert with the serve for the Wildcats. Avery Torrey with the tip. There's Pratt with the back set, excuse me. A dive there from Nelson on the back line, but could not keep that one in play. We saw Schubert hustling for that one, just couldn't reach it. And Briley Rickert's going to get her shot at another serve. SEMO watches that one go out as they get double digits today. 12-10, Wildcats way. Here's Schubert. Set by Pratt to the middle, and that one is going to stay in bounds. Weber State point. That was Munier on that one. Great hit from Munier on the Weber State side.
And it looked like Schubert just thought that one was going out. She didn't even try to play that one.
Weber State spreading the love today, definitely giving their hits out to everybody. That's a Pratt twin serving. Here comes Lucy Arndt. That one stays in on the line. Marley Pratt tried to watch that one go, but Lucy Arndt aims that just a little bit too well to watch that one go. Megan Holder back to serve for SEMO. Pratt to Pratt. And Gilliams gets it beautiful up on that. Blue punches it. There's 3 for SEMO. Very creative play there from Blue and Reagan Nelson. And it looks like Ashley Knighting gets another point.
Another player on that Weber State that you got to watch out for, Ashley Knighting, second in team in kills with 68. She's dangerous when she gets the ball in the middle.
You got to watch out for these outside hitters of Weber State. Here's Knighting. Jump serve. Nelson with the bump. Holder with the set. And St. John just a little bit too far. And we are going to go ahead and get our first break of the match. Ladies and gentlemen, Weber State 15, SEMO 11. I'm Kyler Messenger. With me is Levi Yudinsky. Don't forget, you're watching Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+.
Kids are always snacking on the go, so keep them going all day with chewy, delicious Sunbelt bakery bars. From oats and honey, to chocolate chip, to soft baked strawberry. There's a flavor for everyone. The tastiest flavors under the sun. Sunbelt bakery bars.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Fire it up, Randy! By being prepared for anything! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Hello and welcome back into the Houck Fieldhouse. We are welcoming you back into a game between the Weber State Wildcats and the Southeast Missouri State Redhawks. The current score is 15-11, Wildcats' favor.
Yeah, I know it's been a very interesting game so far. Weber State has done a good job at limiting these outside hitters on SEMO as they have 3 stars. Arndt with 91 kills leading the team, Katie St. John with 68, and Marion Johnson has 62. I mean, 3 powerhouse hitters. What is Weber State doing right now to limit them?
Yeah, Weber State is doing what they do best. They are hitting on the outside. They are doing what SEMO wants to do. And both teams really, honestly, with the same game plan. They're trying to keep it on the outside, and they're trying to just take the other opponent down with aggressiveness. Right now, Weber State doing a little bit of a better job at that. They've had some really nice setup plays in the first set. We've seen multiple slides, and we've seen multiple back sets. Definitely something that Yank has talked about with the team in this timeout. So it will be interesting to see how SEMO comes out of this timeout and to see how they respond to Weber.
Arndt to serve.
And Lucy Arndt with her first ace of the game. That is how SEMO definitely wanted to start coming out of this timeout. Here comes Arndt once again. That one difficultly set up, but a little bit of a give and go by Weber State. Great play there by Kaylee Ray on the left outside. Gets really low for a set on that one. Gets it to her setter. Great play by Ray. And then the setter gets it back to her. All-around good play. We had one of those, multiple of them, let me say, but one really memorable one yesterday from that Iowa SEMO game when Lucy Arndt gets a beautiful dig, almost hits her in the chest as we look at Weber State gaining another point. But let's go back to what we were talking about. That Iowa SEMO game yesterday, there was one play. Lucy Arndt almost looks like it hit her shoulders, maybe her biceps, somewhere in that upper arm area. She gets it up to the setter, and Holder gets it right back to her, and Lucy Arndt got that kill. Just a great play from yesterday. We had tons of them. And SEMO gets another point.
Yeah, you know, Arndt had a phenomenal game last night against Iowa. I mean, we were talking about in here, she made a couple mistakes, missed a few hits, and then the way she was able to bounce back, I mean, the mentality it takes for that, just truly a special player.
I mean, we've heard it since we were kids. It's not about how many times you fall down. It's about how many times you get back up. And Lucy Arndt is fantastic as that. Was that Oxy connect with the nonchalant one-hand no-looker? I've never seen that before. Hold her with the set. She keeps it alive. What a hit there from St. John. Returned from Weber State. A tip. SEMO saw that one coming. Out to St. John. There's a tip from her. And she did not get that one over the line. So Weber State is going to get the point on that one.
No, we're coming into that 17 to 20 range, the range we were talking about last night as well. This is where teams have to like eliminate the errors and just play the perfect game.
Truly. Here's Moore with the serve. Holder with the jumping set. Johnson with the hit. Here's Pratt. And a ferocious hit by Kaylee Ray on the left side. That is going to be Ray's 4th kill of the day. She takes the team lead.
She's off to a great start today.
Here's Rose Moore with the serve. And Arndt watches that one go. Yet another great eye by Lucy Arndt. As Gilliams subs in for Schubert. I mean, dude, we got to talk about this defensive lineup from SEMO. An absolutely nasty defensive lineup. When you have Schubert, the 2024 OVC Defensive Player of the Year, obviously the defense is good, but when you have a substitute in Hannah Gilliams, who is just as good to come in, you saw her dive on that one. You see she's making effort, though. She's always diving, always putting her body on the line. Just an ideal other libero to have on your squad.
It just shows you what kind of depth the SEMO roster has. I mean, they have backups for every position that they can send out there and still have confidence to go get the win.
Absolutely. As we look at Jada Tupea for the serve from the Wildcats. Lucy Arndt gets to up. Blue with the set to Johnson. And it looks like that's going to be a double block between Briley Rickert and Stacia Barker. And SEMO calls their first timeout of the set. Weber State's up 20 to 15. First team to hit the 20-point. We're going to go ahead and look at the series history between these two teams. This is not the first time these two teams have matched up. The series history is presented by ServPro, the official restoration services partner of the OVC.
So for the series history, this is the 4th meeting between the two teams. They last met back in 2016 where Weber won 3-1, and Weber State also leads the series 3-0 total.
SEMO looking for their first win versus Weber State. Definitely something they want to do. Levi, the Weber State coach, Jeremiah Larson, a former SEMO coach. In 2007 to 2009, Larson was the assistant for the SEMO Redhawks.
Indeed he was. I mean, the coaching matchup we have today is just fantastic. I mean, Julie Yankis, 15th season, Larson in his 11th, both with great winning records, and both have won a Coach of the Year, both in 2021 as well. I mean, just the matchup that we have on the court and on the sideline is just incredible.
I think that's a pretty crazy stat that you just brought up, Levi. Larson in 2021 won Big Sky Coach of the Year. Yankis in 2021 won OVC Coach of the Year. Those two in 2009, both coaching for the SEMO roster. I think that's pretty cool. As we look at a short serve from Tupea, and SEMO is going to get on the board. Here comes Nelson. In a beautiful ace, not just any other ace, an untouched ace. Wow, we are obviously, between these last two games, if you were with us versus Iowa, and if you're with us today for Weber State, seeing why Coach Yankis trusts Reagan Nelson to serve all day, every day. Pratt to Pratt, back set, not successful. Pratt gets it up. And Reagan Nelson's going to watch that one go out. Just a little bit too much mustard from Ray on that one. And SEMO's going to get the 18th point, causing Weber State to take a timeout. So we saw Weber State go up 20-15, cause SEMO to timeout. SEMO comes out of that timeout. What do, Levi? 3 straight points, cause Weber State to make a timeout. Coach Larson is definitely not happy. What do you think he's telling his team right now?
Oh, he's telling them just to calm down. You know, they've had a 5-point lead. They've done everything right up to now. They just have to keep playing the game they've been playing up to this point.
A huge game for Coach Jeremiah Larson. As we mentioned, a Cape Girardeau resident, former in his life, used to coach here. He's got all kinds of family traveling into this game, but he's an opponent today for the Redhawks. Obviously, he's not being friendly with the Redhawks, although he did bring this Utah stated team. The Weber State Wildcats come from Utah. Although he did bring them to Cape Girardeau, he's definitely not trying to be friendly today. As we look at this replay from Katie St. John's hit, we're looking at a little bit of a couple replays from the first set so far. Weber State has been killing the ball. You see Rickert getting over there on the slide. She's been sliding all day. They got all kinds of outside hitters over there on the Weber State side. You got Riley Rickert. You got Ashley Knighting. They got a lot. They got Munyer. They got a lot of weapons that they can go to. But SEMO, in the last 3 points, doing a great job stopping them.
I agree, and I love how you mentioned that they come from Utah. We should also mention the different altitudes that they're coming from. I mean, 4,300 feet in Utah is how high up they are. Here in SEMO, it's only 351 feet.
A diving effort from Gilliams, and Arndt gets blocked at the net. That's going to be Weber State's point. Levi, to your point, are you saying that there's over 3,000 feet difference in the elevations between these two schools?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
For non-student athletes, you got to think about that perspective. These guys flew in for this game. The elevation 100% does things to the volleyball. We were talking to Coach Larson before the game. He said Weber is still adjusting to the way the ball's hitting on serve receive. When you're out in Utah and that elevation's up there, that ball's flying a little bit more. They are not having to hit the ball as hard because they just touch it, it's flying in the air. Down here in Cape Girardeau with an elevation of 351 feet, the ball's not soaring as much as they're used to. A nice adjustment from Weber so far in this game that we've seen.
Agreed, they've been playing very well. It hasn't seemed to have affected them just yet.
You see the chants, you hear the chants, excuse me, coming from the Redhawks side for Schuberth, and here is her serve. And that is going to be a point for Schuberth. Schuberth, we got to talk about her serving. Now, we mention it all the time. She won Defensive Player of the Year last year, the 3rd straight year that SEMO has had a Defensive Player of the Year, by the way. But Schuberth, not just known for her defense, the team's best server. She led the team in aces last season, and yesterday, against Iowa, led the team with 4 aces. And Reagan Nelson with a beautiful dump over there. Tie game here in the first set. And we're going to get another timeout from Coach Larson.
I mean, Weber State just seems flustered right now. I mean, SEMO is, like we talked about, the grit that they have. I mean, they do not give up. And it seems to be affecting the way Weber is playing right now.
Yeah, let's talk about SEMO not giving up, Levi. Obviously, we're not going to count this game because this game has not concluded. But in SEMO's last 3 games, they have all gone to 5 sets. Iowa, Northern Kentucky, and I believe there is another one that I am forgetting the school. I do apologize for that. But SEMO has taken the team that they have played in the last 3 games to 5 sets. This team is all about grit, and this team is all about finishing the game strong.
What do you think Coach Yank is just saying to her team right now after this comeback? We're tied up only 4 points before someone's crowned the winner of set 1.
We mentioned it for our keys to the game. They just have to stay composed. They know who they are. They just beat Iowa, for Christ's sake. You have to remember who you are. They know they can beat anybody in the country, but at the same time, you can't let that you can't get too high up on your horse for that. You have to stay calm and you have to stay humble. Schuberth still at the helm for the Redhawks. And she's going to get another serve. Set by Pratt. Knighting. Dive by Nelson. Set by Blue. Ramiri Gardner in the middle. Here's a back set. SEMO saw that one coming. Here comes Lucy. set by Pratt. Another back set. And that one just sneaks over the net. Great hit there by Rosemore on the outside. Just gets over the net and flusters the SEMO players just a little bit as Weber State takes a lead. Here is Morgan Pratt of the Pratt sisters. Arndt to Nelson, back to Arndt. And that one stays in. We've been talking about it today, Levi, that give and go with Lucy Arndt. And correct me, I need to be corrected. The line judge called that one in, but the main ref is going to go ahead and call that one out of bounds. It does look like we are going to look at a review on this one, as SEMO and Weber State could potentially be tied. If not, Weber State will be up 2. So we saw, once again, that SEMO strategy, signature, give and go with Lucy Arndt. She gets the bump, or excuse me, she gets the dig. Then she gets it right back to her from her setter.
I mean, we saw how well it worked against Iowa last night. I mean, why fix it now if it's working?
We're going to go ahead and take a look at this replay. Here's this last play that's being reviewed right now. We see a slow motion of Arndt getting up there. The question is if that ball was tipped or not. We're going to watch this ball go all the way out. And the question is if the ball was tipped or not. If we could look at that replay one more time, that would be fantastic. We're going to need to slow it down right when we get to the middle. We're going to see if those Weber State defenders touch that ball. Arndt goes up. Munyer and Moore up there for Weber. And oh my goodness.
It's so hard to tell.
I'll tell you what, Levi, I sure am glad I'm a commentator and not a referee. What a difficult
Couldn't imagine having to make that decision.
And that ball is going to be awarded to SEMO. So the successful give and go from Lucy Arndt and her team. SEMO ties it up again. We're at the deuces. 2-2 to 2-2.
I mean, it's only 3 more points until someone takes the set. This has to be the most perfect volleyball you play.
100%. Whoever makes the most mistakes is not going to win this set. And Munyer. Whoa.
Just dropped it right in front of her there. And what a hit. I mean, she didn't even have time to react to that one.
Sane Munyer. Wow. Great hit from there from the Wildcats. Looks like that ball just went straight up and straight down. SEMO's going to have to respond here. Here comes the serve from Ashley Knighton. Just set by Holder. To the middle to Gardner, and Gardner gets that one down. Ramiri Gardner with the kill brings SEMO back to a tie ball game, Levi.
Arndt coming to serve. Beautiful serve there.
Pratt to Pratt. Marley to Maddie Gilliams with the dive and a back set to Arndt. Free ball here for SEMO. What's Gardner going to do? And she gets it down. Holland Gilliams. If you don't know the name, you got to remember it. What a dive there from Gilliams. Wow. Absolutely saved the play, and Lucy Arndt finishing it off. It is a match point here in the first set between SEMO and Weber State.
SEMO trying to pull off the comeback.
Pratt with the set to the outside. Gilliams another dive. And Arndt gets a hand on it. It's going to go
keep
over.
It up.
Marin Johnson gets it over. Pratt with the set to Munyer. And Weber State gives a free ball to SEMO. Here's SEMO's chance. Gilliams with the hit to St. John. And Pratt gets a hand on that one. This one's going to have to come over. Another free ball for SEMO. Set by Holder. Gardner in the middle. Handled by Moore. Pratt, back set. And Gilliams is going to get the second touch on that. Here comes Lucy Arndt. A diving play from Pratt. A tip. And SEMO saw it coming. What a rally we have on match point. Marin Johnson soars that one out of bounds, and it is going to bring it to a tie game. 24-24. Levi, you said we were 3 points away from the end of this match.
Going to extras, it looks like got to win by 2. I mean, what a set right there. I mean, wow. Neither team would give up.
What an insane rally on that one. As we look at Holder, back out to St. John, touched by Pratt, another one-handed hit, and SEMO gets the point. One more point is all SEMO needs for this set. What an effort from the Wildcats on that defense. I mean, 2 one-handed reaches out, 2 fists close, getting that ball up. Textbook defense from the Wildcats, and Ramiri Gardner's back for SEMO. A great serve. Pratt sets it. It's touched by SEMO, and it's going to go out on SEMO. So we're back at a tie ball game here in the first set. Wow.
I mean, neither team wants to give this first set up. Wow, just what a match we have going right now.
Bring our team leader, Rosemore, to serve. Schubert with the up. Holder with the set. Back to Lucy Arndt, and Pratt makes a dive. And they're going to get the point on that one. It looks like Lucy Arndt was called for a penalty on that hit. Weber State goes up 1. They only need 1 more point to take the set. Rosemore with the serve. Touches the net. Schubert dives. Oxen connect with the fake, and St. John gets blocked at the net. A great effort by Schubert to stop that serve, but Weber State is going to go ahead and take the first set, 27-25. We will be right back here to the Houck Fieldhouse. For Levi Yudinsky, I am Kyler Messenger. You're watching Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+. Hello and welcome back into the Houck Fieldhouse. We are here for a matchup between the Wildcats and the Redhawks, and Weber State just took the first set. We're going to go ahead and look at a couple plays from that first set from the Wildcats. Great outside hitting and great back row setting from the Wildcats. And we even see blocks going on. So they're outside hitters, those of like Briley Riker, those like Ashley Knighting, and those like Rosemore, absolutely getting it done on the Weber State side. Nonetheless, though, a great, I will say it, first set from SEMO. They didn't get the result that they wanted, but SEMO was down to start that set, and then they came back and almost finished it. Levi, what is SEMO going to be coming back into this set looking to do?
I mean, they just got to get their outside hitters going. I mean, there are 3 outside hitters leading them in kills. I mean, they're doing a lot, but Not as much as they were doing last night against Iowa. They just got to get those 3 going, get moving. But I'm loving the defensive effort from both teams here. I mean, we're seeing saves left and right. We're seeing dives all over the place. I mean, just a great game by both sides so far.
Obviously, if you're SEMO, you want to see a set 1 win. You want to see a complete game. But Levi, this is a team that lost the first set yesterday. We saw them go down 0-1, and then we saw their resilience of how they played the rest of the game. So really, I think the pressure's on Weber State here. Weber State knows. We talked to Coach Larson. They were watching the game yesterday. They were watching the stream. They were listening in to SEMO beat Iowa. They know who this team is, and they know the competition that they're playing. Pressure's all on the Wildcats to keep it up.
I agree. They cannot let SEMO back in this game. We saw how it affected Iowa last night when they let SEMO hang around. I mean, Weber State, they cannot allow that tonight. They got to finish the job.
Here comes the serve from Morgan Pratt. Schuberth with the bump. Amiri Gardner with the hit. Some diving efforts going on that side of the court to save it for Weber. Back to Gardner, and she gets her first point of the set. So SEMO, 2 straight sets from Holder to Gardner, and they get the job done. 1-0 Redhawks. Here's Amiri Gardner with the serve. The set by Pratt. Out to Moore and Levi. We've said it twice already, and we got to say it again. What an eye by Lucy Arndt. That was close. That was nonetheless a ball that she could have touched, and everybody would have been fine with her getting that up. But she lets it go, and SEMO gets on the board again.
Somehow it just seems like she knows when the ball's coming at her, if it's going out or not.
And that is just a difficult spot to be, over by the score sheet, over by that big old hunking table. If you're Pratt, you don't want to get an injury. The team would rather you miss that set than miss the rest of the game. No injury on that one, and SEMO goes up 3-0.
I mean, this is a perfect start for SEMO. This is how you want to come out the second set after losing the first one.
A set to Rosemore on the outside, and Ramiri Gardner just could not keep that one up. I don't know how you expect her to. Rosemore is coming with some velocity on those hits.
Not just that, but it looked like that one was coming right at her head. I mean, she just put her hands up for defense.
Great defense to not get hit by that ball. As we look at the serve from Knighting. Holder with the set for Oxen Connect with the slide. There it is. So we saw in the first half, Levi, that fake to Oxen Connect. That fake that they ran. And Oxen Connect was jumping and swinging, but she wasn't hitting the ball. They were getting it to the outside. Well, on this one, to start the second set, Holder does go ahead and gives it to Oxen Connect. Great setup and great play there by the Redhawks.
Blue coming back to serve.
Set from Pratt. Out to, looks like that was Kaylee Ray who got blocked by the transfer. 2 straight points for Kara Oxen Connect. Here comes the SEMO's second leader in assists. Not far behind Holder, Landry Blue, a Laundry. We look at a dig from Gilliams, set by Blue. Nelson with a nice tip hit. And Arndt just free balls that one up for Weber State. She's going to take responsibility on that one. She knows that she shouldn't have left that ball over there. But we talked about it. Lucy Arndt, we know she's going to get right back up and come get another point for SEMO. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, we know she bounces back. We saw it last night, all night against Iowa. She would make a mistake and go and score 2 points the next play.
We got a serve from the other Pratt sister, Oxen Connect.
What a tip.
Her third point of the set. This is a SEMO team who has 12 returning players, Levi. A team that has great chemistry. They've been playing together. And Oxen Connect, who's up there with another block for Avery Torrey. So a double block by Oxen Connect and Avery Torrey. Oxen Connect clearly working with this team's chemistry. She came in as one of the few players who wasn't here last year and clearly hasn't messed up any chemistry. It looks like it's working quite well to start the second set as SEMO goes up 7-2. There's that back set. We've been talking about it all night. Ashley Knighting absolutely disgusting from the back row. Weber State gets their third point.
Rosemore coming to serve.
Avery Torrey with a great tip, but what a dive by Marley Pratt on that one. And unfortunately for Pratt, Weber State just could not get that ball over. Great effort from the libero on the Wildcat side. But SEMO's going to go ahead and take that point. You see Oxen Connect come out, and Nina Schubert is back to serve. The set to the middle. Avery Torrey tips it to the back of the line. Nina Schubert gets a hand on it, but could not keep it in bounds. Most definitely a difficult play to make. Looks like Kaylee Ray is going to be awarded with the point on that one. And Munier subs in for him. Saune Munier, excuse me, this is Jada Tupe back to serve. Tupea with the serve. Schubert digs. Torrey hits and does not get the point. Weber State gets yet another one.
You know, SEMO's just got to try to limit the errors here. Got off to a great start. As a recent couple plays, we saw a couple mistakes out of him.
Dig by Schubert. Arndt keeps it in play and gets it over to Nelson for the back row hit. And that one just over the head of Alondra Blue. What are you going to do if you're Blue? Unfortunately, she's not 6 feet tall, so she could not reach that one.
Yeah, it's just an unlucky ricochet. Not much they could do there.
And Tupea is going to get another serve. And that one's short. So SEMO back on the scoreboard. And you saw who just came into the game, Levi. We got to talk about her. Holland Gilliams having a stellar game so far. A great first set.
I mean, what a performance. Not even the starting libero, but she is leading the team in digs right now. I mean, what a defensive effort by her.
Set by Pratt. Arndt with the hit. Pratt to Pratt. Great hit over there from Niding. This is Niding who gets the point now. That was, looked like that was Moore who had the first hit. Niding gets the point on this one, and Weber State falling back.
Just a beautiful hit by Niding. Her 6th kill of the game so far.
We're going to go ahead and take a quick look at this one. Over to Niding. Great replay shot there, and a great hit by Ashley Niding. As we're looking at the play right now, a tip from Munier. Wow.
What a play. I mean, she just threw that one-handed arm up and tapped it over. I mean, if you're the Red Hawks, how do you prepare for that?
Saune Munier with the dump. Intelligent play right there. And Briley Rickards back to serve. A difficult receive for Schubert, and she could not handle that one. It's a tie ball game here in the Houck Fieldhouse. Another serve from Rickard. Set by Holder. Arndt keeps it in bounds. Off of a tip. And that one's going to be SEMO's points. That one, great setup by Holder. Great hit by Arndt. Tipped by Weber, so Arndt is going to get the kill on that one, and she's back to serve. On the outside.
And wow, does Niding have some power with her hit.
Niding the 6'1" outside hitter. Pratt was there serving. Nelson playing on the front row. Diving effort in the back by Lucy Arndt. Reagan Nelson blocked at the net, but SEMO still has possession. Back safe to St. John. Diving effort from Pratt, but she can't grab it. Katie St. John on the board for SEMO once again. Take a quick look at that one. Great replay shot and a great hit by Katie St. John as Ramiri Gardner is set to serve for the Red Hawks.
And that one's just going to get in.
takes the lead once again. They're still in the lead, up 2. And we're going to look at the first timeout of the second set by Coach Larson. So, Levi, we're here in the second set. We're coming off of a first set which went to extra plays. It did not end at 25. Weber State did end up getting the first set win, 27-25. SEMO's looking to get this second set. They are starting a little bit better than they did in the first set. We saw in the first set, Weber State came out hot, and they came out aggressive. Now, they are doing that again, but SEMO started this set with a 3-0 run, and they're keeping that up. They're still up 2. They came out of timeout successful today. That is something, credit that to the team, but you also have to bring that back to coaching. We're talking about this coaching matchup. Coach Yankus is a fantastic coach for the SEMO side. Yankus, been here for 15 years, has been doing her thing, and she rounds these girls well. She knows how to keep them composed. She knows what to tell them in a timeout so they can come out here aggressive. We just saw a couple of those plays during this set. It's been a good matchup.
It's been a great matchup, and yeah, this entire second set, we have seen the adjustments that Yankus has been making throughout the game, and just what a set by SEMO this time around.
We see Yankus with really difficult decisions to make this year. Who are you supposed to play when everybody's so good, right? You have such a deep roster. Same thing with Weber. We saw the game being started with Kaylee Ray, who, might I add, is not top 3 on the Wildcats in kills. She was leading after the first set with 6. The second set has easily been Ashley Knighting's set. She is now in the team lead with 7 kills for Weber. And Ramiri Gardner just short on that serve out of the timeout.
You know, Knighting is coming off that great game against Murray State earlier today where she had 10 kills and 4 digs, so she's just continuing her production from earlier.
Definitely a difficult process here for this Utah-stated team. I mean, you come from Utah, right? We talked about the elevation earlier. We talked about the adjustment as St. John gets blocked on that one. Looks like that was Munyer up there. Looks like that was also Kaylee Ray up there. We talked about the elevation that they're coming from Utah with, but they also played a game earlier in the day at 9 a.m. So this team been sitting since probably around 11. Definitely an interesting thing to think about. We get a set for Reagan Nelson. Reagan Nelson, with no regard for human life, Nelson is absolutely making her mark on this Red Hawks team. There's Nelson straight in the face to Marley Pratt.
You know, that's surprising. Marley Pratt usually able to handle those. I mean, she's leading the team in assists with 218.
Yeah, Levi, we talk about the two teams that we're looking at right now, SEMO and Weber State. You look at the SEMO side, you got Megan Holder and you got Alondri Blue. SEMO runs a 6-2. They're running 2 setters. I don't have the exact number. I know you got it. But Alondri and Megan both have around 130 assists. Is that correct?
That is. Megan Holder leads the team with 138, and Blue is right there with 131.
And then we switch complete opposite strategies. We go over to the Weber State side, and Maddie Pratt has 200 assists. She has all of the assists for this team.
Yeah, the second closest to her in assists is 34 by Eastwood. So, I mean, you see the major gap there. Pratt is the main facilitator of this Weber State team.
And when you say Pratt, we do have to specify. That's Morgan Pratt with the set. Back there back there serving is Marley Pratt right now. If you have noticed, the two are identical twins. It's very difficult to tell between the two. Luckily, Marley Pratt's the libero, so it makes it a little bit easier. This is Marley with the ball right now. And it looks like we're going to have a stoppage of play. Yankees talking to the ref over there. Looks like we're going to have a challenge. As you take a closer look at that replay, it does seem like that ball goes a little bit past the line. We saw the hit. It was from Regan Nelson. What a game so far. Regan Nelson serving, hitting. She's doing a lot. The SEMO team, now they do have some returning players. They have junior Nina Schubert. They have junior Lucy Arndt. They have sophomore Marin Johnson. But the freshmen sure are making their mark too. Obviously, Katie St. John, the OVC Freshman of the Week, making her mark. But let's not forget and not act like Regan Nelson isn't having a stellar start to the season so far.
Yeah, she's playing beautiful, and I think what they're looking for here is to see if it tipped off the hands at the net. Couldn't quite tell from that replay.
Clearly the ball did go out of bounds off of Nelson's hands, but question if she was the last one to touch it, and the referee is going to say so. So it's going to be Weber State's ball. Marley Pratt back to serve. Arndt to Blue to Tori. There's Pratt on the other side. What a strike there from Rickert, and what a return from SEMO. Back to Rickert. Straight down. How do you stop the 6'2" middle?
I mean, it's hard to stop, but if anyone's going to Blue, you would expect her to come up with that one. I mean,
in those type of situations, Levi, this is where SEMO is missing Elena Lester. Right in the middle against, and there it is, opposite connect, once again, continuing her great second set. She gets SEMO back on the board. Look, SEMO beat Iowa yesterday. Are they missing Elena Lester? Yes. Do they have depth, and are they so happy that they can beat Iowa without Elena Lester? Yes. Do they wish Elena Lester was playing? Yes, all can be true. Elena Lester, you see her on the sideline, just out for this tournament, but that blocking in the middle is clearly being missed, as we saw Rickert on the other side for Weber State getting a ton of middle plays. Look at a dump there by Pratt, but you can't get that by Holland Gilliams, not today. Back to the outside. And Regan Nelson gets her arms on that, but can't finish the play. Another ferocious strike by Weber State. That one coming from the likes of Rose Moore.
Yeah, you can see Weber State attacking that middle without Lester out there. SEMO's really missing her right now, but they've had a lot of players, like you said, the freshmen step up, the transfers have stepped up.
Nelson with another point. Regan Nelson with her third point of the game. Third kill, excuse me.
That's exactly what we're talking about. These secondary players stepping up to fill in the role and help out their stars.
Nina Schubert with the serve, and that is, once again, for Nina Schubert. You're used to the word when she's serving, an ace. Schubert had 4 against Iowa yesterday. That's her second one of the day already in the second set. A difficult serve for Weber to return again. And SEMO's going to get a free ball. Bumped by Nelson. Set by Blue. Hit by Gardner. But here's the return from the Wildcats, and that one's tipped at the line. SEMO can't handle that one. Weber takes a 2-point lead in the second set. Jada Tupea for the Wildcats, coming back to serve. And that one's short again, so Tupea, earlier in the match, we did see her have a short serve. Definitely not the result she wanted on that one. She knows what she's got to do for next time. SEMO happy with that one, though. They get another point.
Yeah, you know, that's one miss hit we've had today. Throughout these 2 sets so far, the serving has been great from both sides.
Serve by Megan Holder, and the ace by Megan Holder. How about that? You can't hold her on that serve. And that's going to cause the Wildcats to take a timeout. So SEMO with a beautiful serve by Megan Holder is going to bring it to a tie game. We're going to go ahead and take a break here, but definitely stay tuned. We got a tie ball game. We're here in Cape Girardeau. Don't forget that you're watching Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Let it rain, Randy! By being prepared for anything! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve pro like it never even happened.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, and small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Member FDIC.
Hello and welcome back into Hauk Fieldhouse. We're coming off of a nice serve from Holder, and we're going to look at another one. SEMO gets their hands on that one, but could not get the block. Ashley Knighting with yet another kill. Not how SEMO wanted to come out of that break. I believe this was the exact score at the first set, Levi. I do believe that we had a 19-18 lead from Weaver. This game is going to stay close.
I mean, as we talked about yesterday with SEMO, this 18 to 20 point range is the big range for SEMO. They've got to finish these games. And I mean, last night we saw them do it against Iowa, but tonight it just seems like they're kind of struggling a little bit here in this range. When we saw them start, 8-3 this set? They just got to get back to the roots, back to how they were playing to start the set.
We saw in the first set, SEMO started down, and then they found their grit. They came back into the match, and they almost won the first set. They kept it into at least extra plays, but didn't get the first set done. This one started ahead. Now they're playing behind. So maybe playing behind in the end of this 18 to 22 range points is what they want to do. But we shall see. Obviously, you never want to be behind. You always want to be ahead. You see Larson talking to a specific group. We see Larson talking to Pratt and Eastwood over there, the setters, and the rest of the team over there with the assistant coaches. We got the SEMO huddle on our screens right now. You see Julie Yankis talking to the squad.
You know, how do you think Yankees is trying to fire up her team right now? Down 2 points, down a set already, and on the verge of possibly going down 2 here.
Now look, I know that Yankis isn't saying this because today's game is what matters. But SEMO has to remember that they just beat Iowa. They just beat a Big Ten opponent. Now, Weber State, not someone to play with. A Big Sky opponent. Still a heavy-hearted opponent. Also having a fantastic start to the year. So definitely not an opponent to play with, but they just beat Iowa. SEMO just really needs to go back to how they played yesterday and remember what they are capable of. And Maggie Larson's coming in to serve for Weber State. Back row hit by Nelson. The dive by Schubert. That's why she was the Defensive Player of the Year. Arndt gets that one over. The set by Moore over to Knighting, and that one not going to work. So SEMO gets back on the scoreboard. Williams comes in for Schubert, and Arndt is back to serve.
And you know, we've been talking about SEMO missing Lester, but how about Gardner stepping up in that position in the middle throughout these games against Iowa and now today?
Yeah, Gardner coming in with the beautiful kills, especially in the fifth set yesterday versus Iowa. Ramiri most definitely. And we saw Lucy jump on that one, almost got a hand on it, but Weaver's going to go up 21-19. We're talking about Ramiri Gardner. Fantastic game yesterday in an even better fifth set. Really, really showed what she's capable of in that fifth set yesterday. Arndt up to Holder. Holder to Gardner. And Pratt returns that one well, so Pratt gets it to Pratt. And Knighting somehow places that ball perfectly in between Megan Holder and Lucy Arndt.
Yeah, she couldn't have placed that ball any more perfect. Right in the corner, just no one over there.
Up by Holder. The freshman St. John Back to Knighting. There's Schuberth. Boulder. Nelson tried to get the tip, but just not high enough. Weber goes up 4.
SEMO going to take a timeout, try to talk things over, get back in this game.
SEMO goes ahead and does take that last timeout they have of the second set. Weber team. Let's compare kills compared to Weber and SEMO right now. Weber's top 3 leaders in kills, Ashley Knighting, Kaylee Ray, and Rose Moore, all have more kills than any of SEMO's players. That is definitely not a stat you want to be aware of if you're Julie Yankis in this SEMO squad. They are being out-hit straight up today. Not something that SEMO has against them often. SEMO is typically the team out-hitting and typically the team with a full roster of hitters. Yes, they are spreading the love today. Lucy Arndt has 4 kills. Katie St. John has 4 kills. Mary Gardner has 3. Tara Oxenconnect has 3. Marin Johnson has 2. And Reagan Nelson even has 3. So the whole team is getting involved today on the SEMO side. It looks like Weber State is doing a good job of shutting down Lucy Arndt so far. That has clearly been a strategy of theirs. They've been targeting Arndt to block, and they've been doing quite well of it so far. It will be interesting to see how Arndt responds for the rest of this match.
Agreed. You just got to love the Weber State defensive strategy coming into this game.
Definitely something that Coach Larson prides himself on. When Larson was here at SEMO in 2009, as we see Ramiri Gardner just get on top of that ball a little bit. So it's a match point in the second set. Weber 1 point away from going up 2-0. Here comes Pratt. And an ace from Morgan Pratt. Schubert diving, Arndt diving, could not handle that one. So Weber State has done it again in the second set. They go up 2-0 versus SEMO. We're really going to have to see what SEMO's built for here. They're going to have to come back crawling. For Levi Yudinsky, I'm Kyler Messenger, and we will be right back. Don't forget, you're watching Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+. Hello and welcome back into the Hauk Fieldhouse. We welcome you back into a match that is 2 sets in. Weber State is up 2-0. Levi, this is a Weber State team who's having a fantastic start to the year. They're 6-1, have only lost 1 game so far this season. And right now, they're coming off of a game. They won earlier today 3-0. They're up 2-0 right now, hoping to get out of here in Cape Girardeau without a lost set. So we are going to go ahead and take a look at our match after 2 sets. It's presented by United Fidelity Bank. United Fidelity Bank serving their communities since 1924.
So, I mean, as we see here, Weber State have snuck away with the first one, 2-point win. We go to extra points. And then the second one, SEMO just didn't look like themselves fully in the second one. They start out with a 8-3 start or something like that, and they just slip up there in the end. And, I mean, if we look at the stats, I mean, SEMO had 3 players with double-digit kills last game, and now their leading kill scorer is Art with only 4. I mean, what do they have to do to change in this third set to avoid being swept?
Yeah, Levi, SEMO really needs to tap in on the offensive side of the ball. The defense has been solid. The defense has been working. The liberos have been doing their job. Shout out to Nina Schubert and shout out to Holland Gilliams. And that is not to not shout out anybody else on the SEMO roster. These players are playing good, but we need more offense. That's what the Red Hawks are going to be looking out after the second set. They'd love to spread the love, but Lucy Arndt has got to get her foot in this game. Although she's team leading in kills, it hasn't felt like her foot's on this game like it usually is.
I agree with that. It doesn't feel like any of the players that we're used to talking about, used to seeing go out there and dominate the game. We just haven't seen that throughout this game. I mean, we've seen a lot of Gillians, the backup libero, come out there and have a great game. She's leading with Diggs with 8. I mean,
that is a great point that you make. The thing with this SEMO roster is who's a backup? Who can you even consider a backup? I wouldn't call Gilliams a backup. Gilliam is just a rotation libero. She's so good, but Schubert is just so good that she has to play behind her slate, but she's getting just as many plays. We saw yesterday versus Iowa, Gilliams led the team in digs. Today, Gilliams also leading the team. She has 8 so far. So Holland Gilliams, someone who's been here her whole career, now getting her chance to shine.
I mean, taking a look at the Weber State heading into this third, how do they come out here and get this sweep? What aspects of their game do they need to keep pressing, and what aspects do they need to work on?
They got to keep pressing these outside and middle hitters. I mean, hit. It has been working for them. You see the team leader, Ashley Knighting, with 9 kills. Knighting, 6-1. She's huge. You go to the other side. You got Briley Rickert over there in the middle as well, 6'2". I mean, these women are tall, and it's not like they're just touching the ball. I mean, they are full-on swinging this thing, and it is coming down with some velocity. We saw Munyer. Now, although Munyer only has 4 kills, not in the team lead, her kills have felt astronomical today. Every time she's touched the ball, it felt like the earthquake has started in Houck Field. So SEMO has to monitor that. SEMO's defense is going to have to try and block some more. We talked about it earlier. We can see that this is a game that they are truly missing Elena Lester.
Third set about to get underway here at Houck Fieldhouse. SEMO trying to avoid getting swept after beating Iowa last night. Just not exactly how the Red Hawks were hoping to turn around from last night's win. Down 2-0 here. But as we've been talking about all night, this team is gritty.
Absolutely. We mentioned it earlier. Last 3 games have all gone to 5 sets. Now we're going to really have to see some grit tonight if this game is going to go to 5 sets. SEMO's going to have to win 3 straight. And we are underway in the 3rd set. Holder with the dive. Arndt gets it over. We're talking about Munyer's hits on cue. We get it to the bag. That's Knighting. And Knighting gets the point for Weber State. An absolutely electric first rally to start the 3rd set. You see Megan Holder getting on the floor. You see Lucy Arndt getting a beautiful back bump to go over the net. Great all-around play, but Weber State is going to come out with that one. Schubert with the dig. Holder set. And Nelson gets blocked, but that one goes out of bounds. Reagan Nelson has 4 kills on the day, now tied for a team lead. And she's going to be back to serve.
Weber State going to take the point there. Beautiful tap over.
Here is the serve from Pratt. Great dig by Schubert to St. John and into the back row for Nelson. Just a little bit too far. Marley Pratt is going to get another serve. What a hit there from Ramiri Gardner. Tons of speed on that ball, just couldn't get it in play. Not the set start that you want if you're SEMO.
Not at all the start you want. I mean, just barely missing on 2 attempts.
And there's St. John. Great hit again, but just too far out. SEMO is having great setups. They just got to get the ball down right now. That's all they do. A couple slight adjustments, and SEMO is right back in this game. Schubert dig. Holder to Arndt. Right back at him. Weber State is feeling it right now. They go up in the third set by 5.
And I mean, we talked about it in the break between the second and third set. You just got to see the SEMO offense get going. I mean, when they get it over, when they do get solid hits, they're just not getting it inbounds.
And SEMO has to call a timeout after this one. Obviously, not the start you want. I mean, down 6-1, and you're already down 2-0 in the match. Coach Jeremiah Larson is coming into this game aggressive. You know that he wants to beat his old team. He wants to show them what he's got outside of them. SEMO, they don't want to lose this game. SEMO's going to have to really show what kind of fight they got left. Yesterday, beat Iowa, but you can't stop there. You can't just ride that Iowa high. Now, that Iowa high is going to last a while. You just beat a Big Ten opponent. I'm sure this team is still soaring after that game. But you got to stay focused and in the moment. Right now, it's Weber State. But we're going to have to take them down here in this third set.
Agreed. You can't come off this big of a win as SEMO's coming off against Iowa and then come out and get swept against your next opponent. I mean, it just kind of takes away from the big win you just had last night a little bit.
Definitely not the result SEMO wants. So we're going to see them come into this set gritty. SEMO, as we've been saying all night, they come out of timeouts really strong. It's something about that coach and player connection. They just know how to do it outside of the timeout. So we'll see how it starts with Arnold. Holder keeps playing that one. Nelson to Lucy, and Reagan Nelson with an assist. We mentioned it out of the timeout. SEMO comes and gets the point.
What a game for Reagan Nelson. 4 kills now.
Here's Ramiri Gardner with the serve. We're going to see Pratt with the set. 2 rows more and rows more. SEMO wants no more of that. Wow, what a strike there from the outside hitter.
I mean, we talked about it before the game. That is the player to watch on this Weber State team. I mean, she has 80 total kills on the year, leading the team. I mean, just got to watch out for her on the outside there.
Including this game, she's now at 87. She has 7 in this game. She's not even top 2 on the team in this game so far. Schubert to Holder. Back out to St. John, and St. John puts it down. And we're going ahead and see a brand new server for SEMO. Set back to Nelson in the back row, and Nelson with her 5th kill of the day. The freshman, Reagan Nelson, making sure that you know her name. Not only is she killing it, she's got 1 assist and 4 digs. A great game from Nelson so far as we look at the serve from freshman Ellie Burns. Lucy Arndt definitely wants that one back. We weren't sure what we saw in that one. Maybe it was tipped from SEMO on the line off that hit, so we don't know. But that is going to be Weber State ball. Something that we've seen in both of these games, Iowa and Weber State today, is SEMO bringing in the freshman servers. Reagan Nelson obviously playing all day today and played a lot yesterday in the serving match as an ace for Tupeya is going to go down for Weber State. Schubert thought that one was going to go out. Just somehow gravity takes it down at the last second. But we saw yesterday, we saw the freshman Harper Highfield getting a serve in that win versus Iowa. She contributed. And now we got the freshman Ellie Burns getting in not only to serve, but she's in the front line to set right now. Speaking of, there's Burns. Back to Tori. Set by Tupeya. And Schubert with the dive could not finish the play.
Talking about the freshmen SEMO are putting out there in these big games, in these moments, I think Yankees is just trying to give a different look to Weber since the look they've been going with just doesn't seem to be working.
And Reagan Nelson and Schubert, they're going to look at each other, communicate on that one, and let Tupeya's ball go out. SEMO obviously losing double-digit by Weber State. Weber State is doubling SEMO's points right now, but it's still only 5-10. SEMO has plenty of time to get back into this game. And a surprising switch mid-games. Holland Gilliams is in the game, but she's not the libero any longer. She is just going to be a defensive specialist for the rest of the game. They took the libero crown off of her. Looks like they're going to be looking to keep Gilliams in this game a lot longer for some defense. And there it is. There it is. Great block there on the outside by SEMO. And Gilliams is going to get another shot at a point.
I love this move by Yankees. Gilliams has had a great game today. Why not put her out there and let her keep contributing?
It's almost impossible to keep her off the court after the absolute insane digs that she's made today.
This might be the spark that SEMO needs.
And that one does get double touched by SEMO. Weber State up 5. Here's Rickert with the serve, and that one just a little bit short. So we see Rickert, the server, who doesn't jump. She's a flat-footed server, just a little bit short on that one. And it's going to be a chance for SEMO to make a comeback here. Moore with the hit, but Gilliams on the other side. Holland Gilliams with yet another dig. And Morgan Pratt dives to get that ball, and none of her teammates save her. Holland Gilliams, have yourself a day.
Back-to-back states by Weber State, and this is exactly what SEMO needs to get the momentum rolling on their side.
Clearly, Coach Julie Yankis' decision playing off right there as Gilliams gets on the ground to make that dig. Here's Tupeya. Schubert to Burns. Burns to Nelson, the freshman connection. Oh my goodness, SEMO is down 2.
And this is the offense SEMO has been missing in the previous 2 sets.
Schubert, the SEMO all-time single-season leader in aces, just pushes that one a little bit far.
And just not what you expect there out of Schubert. Like we said earlier, best server on this team, has the most aces. Just not what you expect.
There she is, Schubert with the dig. Out to Reagan Nelson! And oh my, was that one close. The line judge gives that one outside. Yankis talking to her coaches, and that decision is going to be made. Looks like Yankis. Maureen Johnson talking to Tara Beal-Smith over there.
And Yankis will not challenge.
No challenge call. Reagan Nelson definitely wants that one back. Back to her again. And just a little bit too far on that one.
It looked like it tipped.
SEMO's calling for the tip. We're going to get a quick look at that one. Nelson, we're going to get a look at, that was the play from 2 plays ago when Nelson just hit it a little bit too far outside. We're going to need to look at this last play where Reagan Nelson claims that the ball was tipped. The whole SEMO team was throwing up the tip sign right after that play happened.
And it looks like Yankees did challenge.
Good thing she didn't challenge that first one. Needed it on the play right after.
And what tough decisions the refs have had to make today so far.
Here is a look at this most recent replay. We see the setup by Burns. And Nelson seamlessly, immediately calls for the tip. So we're going to go ahead and take one more look at that. Burns over to Nelson. And once again, I'll say it, Levi, I am so glad to be a commentator and not a referee. A difficult decision at hand for this referee. Did the middle blocker and the outside hitter block that one for Weber State, or did Reagan Nelson just hit it over their hands? We're going to have to wait here to see.
And man, have these refs had to make some tough calls today.
Already seen multiple close balls on the outside lines, multiple plays that the referees didn't see that they had to go to the line judge's judgment on. Look at the SEMO huddle here. Coach Yankus talking to her team. I mean, what a coaching staff year for Coach Yankus. You have Coach Maureen Johnson in her 4th season coming back for the team. But not only that, you have first-time SEMO assistant coach. You see her in the back, Tara Bealsmith, the former SEMO player. Not only the former SEMO player, but the former... We're going to have to take a look real quick on this Nelson play. We're slowing it down. Nelson's up there. Head is above the net.
It looked like it hit. It did look like it hit.
I saw a finger move from Saune Munyer, and so did that referee. This is going to be SEMO's point. What a fantastic angle on that replay shot that we just saw. Definitely was the cause for that call. Now, Megan Holder is back for SEMO. Schubert, and Holder gets a hand on it too. What a receive there from SEMO. And Schubert again, Holder to the middle. Ramiri Gardner tips it. And we're going to have to see a return here from SEMO. Moore gets it up and gets it over. So the score at the game is 14-10, Weber State's way.
Netting with the serve, and what a day she's been having.
Here's Reagan Nelson with the tip. Diving players from the Wildcats coming in. Ruby Moore blocked at the line, but it does stay on SEMO's side. Excuse me, that was Rose Moore who was up there at the line. Weber State is up 5. Right now is where SEMO has to make it happen. We saw it happen in the 3rd set here earlier yesterday when SEMO played Iowa. It went down they went up 1-1 with Iowa, but then that 3rd set, we just saw their grit and resilience as Nelson gets blocked on that one. So, Weber State excited on the sidelines. SEMO calls their 2nd and final timeout of the set. Weber State 16, SEMO 10, and we will be right back here into the Houck Fieldhouse. For Levi Yudinsky, I'm Kyler Messenger. Don't forget, you are watching Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+.
Ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
Hello and welcome back into Houck Fieldhouse. We're here amidst the 3rd set where Weber State is serving in a 16-10 match. We're going to see a nice hit. Looks looks like Knighting was up on that one, but she was over the net, so SEMO gets the point. And who other than Reagan Nelson to get the serve? Levi, we have got to talk about the day that Reagan Nelson is having. Not only was she tied in team kills just a few seconds ago, but now earning another serve point. Reagan Nelson is the team leader on kills. Reagan Nelson has 8 kills. The second closest, Lucy Arndt with 5. Reagan Nelson, not only 8 kills, 2 assists, and 4 digs. Oh, and she's also got an ace on the day. There's more. Looks like Schubert tried to touch it, but she didn't. She says she didn't, and the ref's going to call that SEMO ball.
It looked like Larson might go challenge.
So SEMO comes out of his timeout, and as we keep reiterating, something about these Redhawks and coming out of the timeout.
It seems Larson will go ahead and challenge this play.
As we said, Levi, a difficult day for these referees in Houck Fieldhouse. Having to go to the review board, it seems, twice a set.
So glad I'm not making the calls.
Larson talking to his short staff squad. It seems like he lets most of the squad talk to the assistant coaches, and he talks to a few. We're going to take a look at that one. You see Schubert lean at that one, and then she read the position of it and let it go. Look, Levi, she's been here for 3 years. Not only in her freshman year did she learn from the greatness of Tara Beal-Smith, she's now learning from Tara Beal-Smith again, but as a coach. Nina Schubert, although she does it herself last year while Beal-Smith was at Lindenwood, Defensive Player of the Year, by the way. Now she's got her coach in her back corner. Schubert is going to have a fantastic year. We see what she's capable of. A great eye on the outside on that one. We will get a closer look at this one as Moore goes down with it, and Schubert strikes at it.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell if she touched it, though. And it looks like Weber State is actually going to get the point on that one. So the referees are going to say that Nina Schubert touched that ball, and Weber State is going to go ahead and get the serve again. One of the Pratt twins, this one, Marley, back to serve. Schubert up. We're going to have a little free ball from Schubert back onto the side of the Wildcats. Middle set for Rickert. And she is going to lay down another point. What a game so far from Riley Rickert.
I mean, she's just playing amazingly well, exceptionally well, especially in the middle, as she has 7 blocks on the day. SEMO just can't seem to get it past her on the offensive side.
7 blocks on the day from Rickert. An insane stat line. She has been hitting everything down. Gets a hand on that one, it looked like, from Lucy Arndt. And it looks like Ramiri Gardner and Katie St. John get a hand on that one. The back set for Reagan Nelson. And now here's the back set for Knighting, and SEMO gets the block. There's Ramiri Gardner in the middle and Lucy Arndt on the front. 2 combined for that block, and SEMO is back on the scoreboard.
Gardner to serve.
Just a little tip over that gets over the net. St. John blocked, but out of bounds. St. John with her 5th kill of the day, as SEMO is within 3. Nice little floating set there from Ramiri Gardner, and who other than the transfer, Kara Oxenconnect with the kill.
I mean, as Weber State, you just can't leave that ball floating in the middle of the net like that. It's going to come back at you.
Especially when you have a front line like SEMO's. Anybody can hit that ball. I mean, literally any of those women can hit that ball, can hit it fast. Great play there by Oxenconnect to finish that play.
And Kyler, we have a 3-point game all of a sudden. What is Yankees telling her team right now? I mean,
we saw them come out of the last timeout, and what did they do? The score was 15-10, and they made it 15-13. This SEMO team comes out of the timeouts aggressive. Whatever Yankees is telling him in there has got to have some voodoo behind it. I don't know what sort of words that she's using, but it gets these girls going. We're going to have to see what happens again as the team breaks down and heads back out on the court. We look over on the Weber State side. Jeremiah Larson, been here for 11 years. You know what he's done. He absolutely, and you can absolutely say this, Jeremiah Larson turned this Weber State volleyball program around. A fantastic coaching matchup that we're looking at today between Larson and Yankees, two veterans to the game, two former players. They both know the game extremely well. And now we got to talk about the game that's going on right now. Here is Ramiri Gardner with the serve for SEMO. Set by Pratt. Blocked by SEMO. Weber State with another chance. Another block by SEMO. Kaylee Ray blocked twice on the left side. And a little bit of a miscommunication for SEMO. And they're going to get called for a lift. Weber State's point. The absolute worst time for SEMO to have a miscommunication on that one. They will make up for it. They know what they got to do, but not the time that you want to see that. It is Rosemore for the serve.
Truly a costly mistake there.
A slide for Kara. Oxen Connect. That had some aggression on it. We're going to take another look at that. Here's the set from Holder. Maybe not even a slide. Oxen Connect just getting a nice little running start. That's a big boom of a hit on that one. And the freshman, Ellie Burns, is back to serve. Set by Pratt. Over there for Rickert, and Rickert puts it down. Levi, you were just talking about it. Rickert, 7 blocks, now with her 6th kill of the day.
I mean, she's just killing it on both sides of the ball right now. SEMO's got to find a way to slow her down here. I mean, 5 more points, and Weber sweeps.
2 sweeps in the same day is definitely the ideal goal for Weber State. That is the type of day that they want to have here at the SEMO Invitational. The set by Burns. Oxen Connect keeps it up. And Arndt's going to bring it over. There's a setup and a tip from Rickert. Avery Torrey. Here comes Lucy Arndt. Burns making some great sets out there for SEMO. SEMO gets hands on it. We have a rally going on here. Lucy gets blocked at the net, but the Wildcats are still going. The back set for Toupé. Toupé back to Avery Torrey, and Avery Torrey down on the back right side. When it matters most, Avery Torrey delivers.
I mean, what a beautiful hit right down the line. Not much Weber State could do on that one defensively.
20-17 ball game. SEMO is back within 3, Levi. If they want it, they need to make it happen right now. We got the absolute killer of a defensive player right now. Holland Gilliam's back to serve. More with it over. Over to Torrey. Gets it down. The set by Pratt. Knighting gets it up, and Nina Schubert with the play. What a play there from Schubert. So, Gilliams gets the point. Here she goes again. She's going to get another opportunity.
I mean, what a play by Schubert. I'm not even entirely sure she meant to do that.
Not something you see often. Schubert not set it up for her teammates. Just hit it straight over to the other side. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The back set for Moore, and that one stuffed either by Reagan Nelson or by the net. Nonetheless, a group effort stuffed SEMO within 1.
And this is why we've been saying all day, you cannot count this team out.
Never, ever can you count the Red Hawks out, and Jeremiah Larson knows that, so he's going to call a timeout here for the Wildcats.
I mean, he's just got to calm his team down right now. Kind of like they did last set. They came back, took the lead from SEMO, and just held on to win it. Looking to do that here. You know, it's in that 20 to 22 range. I mean, this is the range that they just have to be perfect if they want to win this. Same with SEMO. If they want to get back in this, they just have to be perfect here.
Weber State has been playing above the net all day. We have players like Ashley Knighting with 12 kills, Kaylee Ray with 10, and even Rosemore with 9. The team season leader who's in 3rd today. This team can spread the wealth around, and that's exactly what they're doing. So can SEMO, though. I mean, you have Lucy Arndt. You have Maren Johnson. You have Katie St. John.
But how about Reagan Nelson? I mean, what a day she is having. The freshman with 8 kills and 4 digs.
All-around game from Nelson. This has definitely been a game to watch for Reagan Nelson and Holland Gilliams. It's just something about this SEMO team. Whenever somebody else isn't on, another player can turn it on. They are just so deep. And Schubert dives. Tori sets. Back over to Knighting. SEMO gets a block, but it stays on their sides. Burns just not able to make that play. Weber State is up 2 once again.
Maggie Larson coming in to serve.
Larson with her 2nd serve of the day. Set by Burns. Nelson with the kill. Reagan Nelson makes her 9th kill of the day. Wow. Great play there by Nelson. But she's going to have to make some more if SEMO wants to keep this game going. We have a 1-point game.
Schubert to serve.
And the ferocious hit by Munyer, just too hard, couldn't keep it down. So Levi, a 3-point game, a 2-point game, a 1-point game. SEMO has brought it back to a tie. Here is Schubert once again. Set by Pratt. Over to Knighting, and SEMO gets hands on it. You see Gilliams hustling over there, just couldn't get to it. Weber State retakes that lead.
And Knighting just continuing to have a great day today. Her 13th kill on the day. She also has 11 digs to go with.
Just a hit from Knighting. Set by Burns. Tori. Here comes the return from the Wildcats. And it looks like Gilliam's just a little bit too late on that dive. Great effort nonetheless, but just an even better play by Weber State. You would call that one good defense, better offense. Pratt to Schubert. Schubert returns it well for Avery Torrey to get the hit. Knighting, Gilliams gets that one up, straight to her setter. And Avery Torrey's going to have to just set that one over. Knighting, and that one is in. A
nasty hit. What a nasty hit by Knighting. Knighting and Rosemore just dominating the stat sheet for Weber State.
And that one's going to be short. Another short serve for Weber State on match point. SEMO was just handed an opportunity. They were just handed the keys to this game. The question is, what will they do with them? They are going to have to fight back here. But Weber State making that mistake puts SEMO in the driver's seat. Let's see if they can make this one go to extras like the first set. Pratt to Moore. Holder keeps it up. There's Reagan Nelson. Reagan Nelson, first double-digit kill game. Reagan Nelson, a career high. She has 10 kills. Reagan Nelson has 10 kills, a SEMO lead. What a game from Nelson. And here is Holder with the 1-point deficit. Munyer handles it. And here comes SEMO. Nelson blocked, but Schubert with an effort to keep it going. Here comes Nelson again, and she will do it again. Reagan Nelson once again. Can they stop her?
And Kyler, you are seeing the fight out of this SEMO team right now. Weber State, 1 point away from winning it, while SEMO is stuck at 22. And I mean, you see the fight they have. Tie game.
Tie game, 24-24. Here comes Wildcats. SEMO, good dig. Block! by Nelson. Nelson gets the hit, but it is blocked by the Wildcats. Look, man, Nelson had 2 kills back-to-back for SEMO. Fantastic series for her. She gets blocked on that one. The rest of this Red Hawks defense is going to have to stay clutch here. Weber State, game point for the whole game.
And who else do you want serving but netting?
Ashley Knighting with the serve. Here's the set to Nelson. And that one is going to go to Weber State. So that will conclude our match today in the Houck Fieldhouse. Weber State defeats the Southeast Missouri State Red Hawks with the sweep, 3 sets to nothing.
I mean, just not what SEMO was looking for to come out to do today. An unlucky game. I didn't think they played bad at all. Just a couple plays didn't go their way here and there. They fall short today.
An unfortunate ending for the Red Hawks. Not the ideal result that they wanted. Still happy about that win versus Iowa yesterday. You will never forget that. The SEMO Red Hawks with possibly the biggest win in school history yesterday, taking down the Hawkeyes. Won't forget that. But today, not the result they wanted. Weber State is the stars today of the show. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of our highlights from today. I mean, look at Reagan Nelson. Look at the way that she played today. Nelson easily, and I mean easily, our player of the game, Levi. Tell me about some stats she had.
Nelson finished the game with 11 kills and 5 digs. I mean, just an insane game from the freshman today. This is one positive that SEMO can look at coming out of this game. Even though they lost, their freshmen did play extremely well, and they'll be back tomorrow night to play Murray State, where they look to bounce back.
For SEMO, their next game is going to be tomorrow against Murray State. They play at 3 p.m. This is your upcoming schedules brought to you by the Sun Belt Bakery, the tastiest flavors in the sun. So SEMO goes on to play the last game of their tournament tomorrow versus Murray State. And on the Weber State side, they still got Iowa to play, a game that we are most definitely going to have to stay tuned for. So, Levi, Weber State takes this match 3-0. For Levi Yudinsky, my name is Kyler Messenger, saying so long from the Houck Fieldhouse in Cape Girardeau, where the final match is 3-0 in Weber State's favor. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN+.